Hey YouTube, back Lounge Football, back with another video. And today we'll be talking about two things. So we're going to talk about our reactions to both playoff games. And also we'll be talking about the USFL's plans because it's official they are going to be having a second season. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to post a prediction video. I still did my predictions and I was actually 2 for 2. The Stars won in a crazy game 19-14 and the Stallions won in a good game. I thought 31-7. But now let's talk about the Stars vs. Generals game. And the Stars started off hot, which really helped them in this game. The defense looked good. They got turnovers on downs for New Jersey. The offense looked pretty smooth, even though during this game they had opportunities which they failed in the end zone, which they need to improve against the Stallions at that stuff. But New Jersey, they came back and they wanted to fight, and the Stars were the underdogs, so I give the Stars props for being able to win this game. The defense was loud. We were cocky. We played tough, and we won the game. That's how you play football. And also, I'm very proud of Maurice Alexander for that kick return he got. That was a crazy momentum shift for us. We also contained KJ Turpin besides, I think, that punt or kick return. Yeah, besides that, we contained him. Their offense did look good sometimes, but I think we held them under control. Our run defense was way better because usually teams run all over us. We were playing more contained with that. I'd say we were better this week than last week. And I think we won this game because we did more adjustments than the Generals. We played them last week, so we got a little taste of them, and we lost. But now we knew what to do, and we ran our adjustments, and they ended up working for us. There are a few injuries we have to deal with, like Case Cookus got banged up, but he'd been a dog all year, so he went back into the game, obviously. He always does that. Matt Colburn, though, I feel really bad for him. It's spring football. He wants to make the NFL, and literally right before the championship, he was probably going to get signed to an NFL team also. He gets injured seriously, like where his teammates are picking him up. And also, Channing Stripling got injured. They actually had 3 players in the medical tent at once, which was really scary for us because that could have affected how we played this game. The Stars are hoping Channing Stripling comes back next week because he was a big reason why we won this game. He is the best corner in the USFL. And this is a big effect on this team if he is not going to be able to play. The Stars are already at a downside because it's the Stallions, and the Stallions are a really good team. But we'll see what happens. We need our defense to be good. But this was a good game. Tell me what you guys think of in the comments. But now let's talk about the Birmingham Stallions versus the New Orleans Breakers. So, this game, it was a pretty good game. The New Orleans Breakers, they had to avoid turnovers to win this game, which I'm going to check how much turnovers they had right now because I don't remember off the top of my head. But when you're playing the Stallions, you need to be pretty perfect to win the game. The Stallions, they'll always get that offense flowing. That defense with Scooby Wright is always going to be good. So you need to get that 23-point range with no turnovers to beat the Stallions. But overall, the Stallions did great. They won the game. New Orleans started out strong but ended choppy. Sal Cannella looked good. Jordan Ellis looked good. I felt like if they used that run game a little more and used Sal Cannella a little more with that one receiver, Jonathan Adams, they could have very well won this game. But overall, the strategy did not work for New Orleans, and that's why the Stallions won this game. But now I have something else I want to talk to you guys about. The USFL is coming back for a second season. I'm excited to hear about this, but let's read this article. The USFL will come back for a second season and expand into more markets, Fox Sports CEO and executive producer Eric Stanks told SBJ in an interview. While it was generally expected that the Spring Football League would embark on a second season, this marks the first time that the USFL has confirmed that it will play in 2023. Shanks, who also serves as a chair in USFL BOD, said that the league will continue to have its league's office in Birmingham, where it has played all of its games this season. But the USFL 8 teams will play out of 2 and 4 markets next season, meaning each market will house multiple teams. Eventually, the plan is for all 8 teams for all the teams to be in their home markets. We're talking to those cities now in terms where we're going to be in locally. Shanks said during a telephone interview over the weekend, this league, which plays its inaugural championship game this weekend, will not expand the number of teams beyond 8 next season, but it expects to add more teams by 2024. We've always had an expansion plan that could potentially come into play in year 3 and beyond, Shanks said. Next year, it will still be 8 teams, but they will play in multiple cities, so we'll get more home markets involved. The USFL will keep roughly the same schedule next season, starting just after the Masters, concluding July 4th weekend. We had a multi-year plan to build this football business, Shanks said. If anything, the success of the season makes me even more excited that we're going into season 2 and beyond. The decision to embark on a second season is noteworthy, as several spring leagues, including the Alliance of American Football and 2 versions of the XFL, failed to make it past 1 year. A third version of the XFL is slated to launch and to compete with the USFL. Even though the XFL is starting a little earlier so they don't have to compete. But let's talk about this, guys. I think this is pretty interesting. The USFL, they're looking good. They're going to have a second season. They're all going to be in stadiums. Well, not every team. But they also plan on expanding as soon as 2024. But let's talk about which stadiums I want these teams to go to real quick, and then we're going to end. I want the Stars to be able to get their own stadium. Listen, I know this sounds a little biased because I am a Stars fan, but think about it. You'll have 2 championship teams that already have their own stadiums. Think of it as a reward. Get them new to Philly. Get them noticed. But even though I think they are going to have the stadiums as New Jersey and Michigan, which I don't know. It's just a rumor, but I think so. Because Michigan, I know Detroit has loud, passionate fans. But why wouldn't you want the 2 championship teams to have their own stadiums? They said 2 to 4 hub cities. So I'm just going to go over 4 cities I'm interested in the USFL having for next season. So another city I think that could be interesting is Tampa Bay. Have a team in Tampa with that hot weather. Get the fans involved. I think that could be a nice stadium to have. Or you could debatably do Houston. I don't really see New Orleans right away. I heard the rumors Michigan and New Jersey. But I think you should have, if you add 2 more stadiums, 1 in each division, so then you can just fill out the other teams, so other teams can feel their divisional opponents' stadiums and feel what it's like to play. But really, guys, that's all I have to say. Please like and subscribe to my main channel. The link to that will be in the description. And I'm going to start talking about the MFLB, Major League Football, something like that. But subscribe to my main channel. Link will be in the description. Have a great day, guys, and bye.